There we go. I do believe we're live, so I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to believe. More specifically, ask ourselves, what is it that we believe? I do think it's one of those questions that will end up affecting our entire lives. Because I believe belief is one of those things that is almost like a life shaper, destiny creator. Hey, MeltMore, if you set up live early, it will make it easy for folk to arrive at the start. I guess it would. Is that a hoopy? This might be Jovan that just joined me. Is it Joe? Hey, Joe. Love is true. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Moon Knight. It's nice having you. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure sharing the space as always. What do you believe in, Moon Knight? What do you believe in? That's what today's conversation is about. What do you believe in? Do you believe? What are we talking about? Talking about believe. Yo, man, the things we believe. I told you yesterday that I'm a bit anemic, which in my case confirms my belief that chili is in fact a vitamin. Is there iron content in chili? Hey Google. My fucking Hey Google doesn't work anymore. I just want to ask basic questions like, is there iron in chili? Confirms my belief that chili is in fact a vitamin. You're gonna have to give me more pointers than that, dear Sam. Love is true though. I believe in many things. Chief amongst them is patience. Yes. I will become so patient. Is there iron in chili? Yes. We use red meat. Not for nothing. Lots of beans and other shiznit. Yeah. Red meat I knew. Red meat I know for a fact has iron in it. I just didn't know chili had. I guess that's where the red comes from. Is that how it works? Do chilies manufacture their redness from iron? This is a cool question to understand. I want to know. Let me talk to it directly, see if it's going to be fast enough. Hello, machine. I'm curious. Chilies are red, right? Is there iron in chilies?
Hey there. Yes, many chilies are red when they ripen, but they can also be green, yellow, or other colors depending on the variety. As for iron, yes, chilies do contain some iron, though not in very high amounts. They're more known for being rich in vitamins like vitamin C and antioxidants. They can be a healthy addition to your diet.
I'm more curious about the actual site of action of how it is color is produced. Like for tomatoes too, how is it they're red?
Great question. The red color in chilies, like in tomatoes, comes from a pigment called lycopene. When chilies ripen, they produce more lycopene, which gives them that bright red color. The process is influenced by factors like sunlight, temperature, and the maturity of the fruit. As the chlorophyll, the green pigment, breaks down, the red pigments become more prominent, turning the chilies red.
I'm still curious. Does it need some sort of compound? Does it need iron, for example, to make that red pigment?
That's an interesting thought. The red pigment in chilies, primarily lycopene, is synthesized through a complex process involving various enzymes and compounds. While iron is essential for many biological processes in plants, the production of lycopene itself doesn't directly require iron. Instead, it involves a series of chemical reactions with enzymes that convert precursors like phytoene into lycopene. Factors like sunlight, temperature, and the plant's genetic makeup play a more significant role in this process.
That's fascinating. Thank you, machine.
You're welcome. I'm glad.
The machine. What? Use voice chats to improve our models. Fine. Fine. Take my data. I want better models. I want them to be better. That would make me happy too. Jap tips. We'll need to know the distinction in color to give the right response. But to answer your question, the red comes from apart from the tomato paste. Chili beans, and in my case, Williams chili seasoning. I'm guessing you. Oh! Okay. Suddenly, my brain went activatioso. You call your like mince meat. What do they call it? Like your ground beef. When you make ground beef, you call that chili, right? That's where you were like you put beans in it and stuff as well. Yeah, we don't do that here in South Africa, like at all. We don't put beans in our ground beef, and we also don't call it chili. So I think that's where I was a little bit lost because eating chili, as in the dish, has a lot of iron in it. And now I'm more caught up in why you called it a vitamin. Chilies are good for health if eaten in a limit. Bro, try cigar. No, I don't do nicotine. I don't particularly think addiction is cool. And there we go, just like that. This one is done. Not quite. There we go. And spick and span. Literally shiny. You see that little black spot? That's because I was holding it with my pair of tweezers. And I technically had it cold on that side. So to make sure it's properly seated. Hey Nancy! Sam, do you put any shredded cheese on top? That does sound extra nice. Chili the dish is different from chili peppers. There it is. You did actually let me know. I didn't read that, but I still got there eventually, dear Sam. But to answer your question, yeah, ChatGPT will need to know which chili I'm talking about. You are right. Growing up cheap, the parents always put macaroni noodles in chili to make it last longer. Oh yeah. I don't know if you put like carrots and peas and corn. That's another way to like stretch the chili as well. You're gonna have a bowl when you come and visit me, and then you'll understand. I look forward to it. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, not in my culture. I'm not used to. All right, that's what we're talking about. Ross, sounds like you've got dibs on providing Mel's first bite of chili. Cheese and cream and sour cream and chopped onions too. Chopped onions fresh? I've never thought about that, but that does actually sound nice. Right? You have something, I'm guessing, pretty saucy and fatty and rich, and then having some onion, some fresh onion chopped with that, with like a little bit of sour cream, as Joe said. Suddenly you've got like a spruce up. Something I use mozzarella pearls through, and that's a super nice touch. Chopped onions in my chili will get you shown the door, Jovan. Oh, I think you broke some rules. Badass. I haven't been known to put. I have been known to put some in my baked potato. Cheese, chili. Put some chili in your baked potato. That does sound nice too. Yeah, we do a lot of mince. We call it mince. Hey, Kiara. It's nice having you. Welcome. We do a lot of mince here in South Africa, but it's usually like mince and something. Mince and noodles, mince and spaghetti, mince and sandwich, I guess. I feel chili is a little bit more runny, right, in comparison. Like you won't be able to, after your chili cools down, just like take a scoop of it and put it on a sandwich, right, necessarily. Can you say hi again? Hey, Kiara. Did I say your name correctly? Kiara. Could be another way. Bless you. It's nice having you here, friend. I hope you're well. What do you believe in? Today we're talking about what you believe in and how important what you believe in is. How what you believe in will become what you end up living. I do believe. All right. You see what I did there? Chili and a baked potato, and that sounds nice. That sounds good. Have you heard of a chili dog? That is, I'm guessing, like a hot dog bun with a bunch of chili in it. And I have heard of a sloppy Joe, which I don't know if you put chili in a sloppy Joe. You do? Okay. You see, I can America. I can American cultures. I believe in myself. What a fantastic answer, Kiara. To believe in oneself. I ebb and flow in that relationship, you know. I love that, right? That is a good answer. I agree, Joe. To believe in yourself. What does that mean? All right. If you have to believe in yourself, what do you believe that looks like? We're going to go a layer deeper. I believe, when believing in myself, that looks like a certain, almost like standard that I believe I can meet, right? For instance, in the belief of myself, when it has to come to a challenge, right? Maybe you tell me I subscribed. Thank you. It's nice of you. Maybe you tell me you want me to do something, right? And then upon hearing the thing you want done, I'll be able to tell you pretty quickly whether or not I believe I am capable of such a thing, right? And if I know I am, then I would believe in myself in the pursuit of what that challenge is. And if I don't, I would probably still pursue the challenge, but I'll take more careful steps, be a little bit more timid in my approach. Believe in yourself so that you move through this world a little bit more unobstructed. Right? Like there's gonna be a bunch of people that don't want to believe in you. You shouldn't be one of them. How many more quotes can we pry into our brains? It's nice. Here in the Midwest, we also have chili cheese wraps. Sonic makes with Frito stuffed in there. Yeah, I have a kind of like one of these things in my mind, a dedication, a commitment, if you will, to not getting fat when I come to America. I'm gonna have to get more Bo Jacket. I'm gonna have to start working out with Joe's brother. How far away is he, Joe? I'm gonna have to go get Bo Jacket, more Bo Jacket. Nice, right? Subscribe, less. I need to go. Bye. I show up every single day. We'll see you again here when you have the time. When I was a willas, now I have to. When I was a willas, I would add fritters to my bologna. Bolognese. I don't know how to say that word. Bologna. 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 Stop laughing. Okay, bye. See you again. I'm sure I see that word and my brain is like, you're not supposed to read it the way it's written. You're supposed to read it some different. I'm gonna type it into a Google and then see if it gives me how to pronounce Bologna. Bologna? Nay. Oh, the pain when you go to hit the volume up button, but you hit the power button. Bologna. Bologna. Bologna is a special lunch meat that makes in a round sheet. Kids put them on their face after biting ice out of the mouth. Bologna. Bologna. Bologna, of course. I don't think we have that here either. Something something Bologna. What was I reading? Oh, oh yeah. When I was a wee lass, I would add fritos to my bologna and mayo sandwiches. I thought I had really discovered something wonderful. I mean, you did. I remember my first chip sandwich as well, right? And it comes as this revelation, this this christening of like, oh, of course. How could I not be eating this crunchy thing between these soft things, right? And we had these chip broekies that were like sold at school, like at the tuck shop, which was essentially not Fritos, but we would do like Simba chips, which are good, even by my standards. Admittedly, they are pretty nice. And then they would have a burger bun, and then it would be, I think, mayonnaise mixed with tomato sauce, some sort of pink sauce, and it would just be those things. And they sold hundreds of thousands, I'm sure, probably more than that of those already. Hundreds of thousands of chibruikis are sold to children. Right? It's probably so bad for them. Jeez. Here, have some vegetable oil sauce alongside vegetable oil fried potatoes with vegetable oil made bread for your developing child brain. And our child brains are like, this is the best thing ever because they don't know better. Some of the stuff that we used to do when we were kids, the food stuffs, right? Food as a kid is wild because it's still like you're growing literally. You have an imperative, a biological imperative to eat as much as possible. I'm remembering and thinking about the relationship I had with permission asking and stuff like that. And it used to be very obsessive, the permission asking. And my mom almost like seeing that as undesirable, told me from a place of love, I believe, that when we buy food and it's in the house, it was bought to be eaten, right? And that's what it's here for. Food's here to be eaten. And it definitely did shape my relationship with food in a certain way because food is still bought, that's not necessarily good for us. And as a result, when it's in the home, it gets eaten. However, it did help me form a relationship with eating where I don't bring things into the home, especially when I'm, you know, going grocery shopping myself, that I believe shouldn't be in my body. Yeah. Being kids, yeah. Playing with your food, biting eye holes, as Sav said. Bologna is a special lunch meat that comes in round sheets. Yeah, we call those salami slices or ham slices as well, right? Same kind of vibes. Mouthfuls. The weird ones like to gnaw on the skin too, but it's not polite to draw attention to it. Baloney. Oh, it's supposed to be baloney? Why did freaking Google cap me as well? You heard it, right? Assholes. Because like it literally shows you it's like lo nia, like a Y-U-H.
Bologna.
Bologna. Why are you lying? Why are you doing this?
Bologna. Bologna.
Maybe all of us are saying it incorrectly. I know baloney. But here in South Africa, people don't know that it starts with a B and it sounds close enough to a P, so people will say baloney. 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 Baloney? Baloney. That's pretty close, don't you think? Like Google being like, oh, Bologna, that's how you say it. Like literally words it out to me. Bologna. Oh, this is how the world is destroyed, right? We trust our technology to teach us how to say Bologna, and then it doesn't. Hi, I am back. Welcome back, Kiara, to here. That is the where we are in the right now. Appreciate ya. How you doing? How has believing in yourself served you? Believing in myself served me by creating this space, right? It took so much not believing in myself to not create this space. And it took just a little bit of believing in myself to actually and what I mean by that is, I wanted to start doing something like this literally when I was 16. When I was 16, I had this conviction in my heart of like, I need to figure out something that I can put on YouTube, right? And I remember having this like heartfelt conversation with my mom, asking her like, what do I have to say? You know, who am I? What do I have to say to someone, right? What do I have to say that someone would be willing to click on and listen to? And it was this sense of helplessness and hopelessness of like, I don't have anything to say, right? I ain't special. And then I just did it. And it took me what? 5 years? 5 more years of like, oh, I kind of want to, wish I could have. Oh boy, I gotta. And then eventually it happened. Good. I am good. And you? I'm good as well. I do. I do think so. Right? Notice that I didn't say believe because I haven't actually mentioned this part, but I've been holding it in my back pocket this whole time. That you cannot believe in something and know it to be true at the same time. Isn't that interesting? You cannot believe in something and know it to be true at the same time. When you hear those words, what do they mean to you? And as you think about what it is you believe in, how does that affect things? Your ability to see where it is you be. I'm thinking about the fact that other people can believe in me, that I can believe in you. And again, I can believe in you without necessarily knowing that my belief in you is going to be true. And then you get to prove that to me too. And the more you prove that you are worthy of my belief, the more belief I can potentially give you as we continue developing. The development of our world. I, in large part, grew up and still live in the undeveloped world. Like things are rough here for the most part. Right? There's roads, there's electricity, sometimes, most of the time. There's food to eat and there's water to drink. But there's so many different beliefs about what's supposed to be, how things are supposed to be. And as a result, there is a fair bit of disagreement. And in that disagreement, there is a lack of alignment. And in that lack of alignment, there is no forward direction. And I do have this hope in me, this belief, if you will, that with enough resources and with enough power, right? And power to me means the ability to change things. That to me is power. If I can change things, if I, for example, feel discomfort in whatever, in my, for example, maybe I have been sleeping uncomfortably, and then I'm like, yeah, see, my back is killing me. I don't think my bed is treating me well anymore. It's power in my mind to be able to make the decision that there's now going to be a new bed, right? The power to go online, the power to drive out to a place, the power to swipe a card or deposit the capital, to have that capital is a type of power as well, right? Like that whole act is a power. And that is like a microcosm of the thing that I'm talking about, because there are things that causes us discomfort in the larger sense in our world that I would like to have power over. I would like to have more power. I'm curious to see how I'll be allowed in. How much of the power will I have to earn? How much of the power will I have to take? How much of the power will I have to pay to acquire? Why did Google lie to me, asshole? It's a regional thing. I've heard it both ways. Sometimes it slips out. I'm sorry. Not being PG enough. The weird ones. Baloney. I'm remembering you, and the image on the screen matches. Bless. Are you MeltMore? I am. Have you here to be eaten by my eyeballs? I like how Hoopy joins this space. Like he hasn't seen me in like forever. That he's like, whoa, who's this person? Are you that guy, Meltmore? And then the next sentence is like, I'm here I am for you to be eaten by my eyeballs. And I'm suddenly just imagining eyeballs with little teeth in them, slowly eating images of me. Stop. Why would you do this to me? People saying things so I can go on. Always. I'm a man eater, but I am capable of so much more. Good hearing and seeing. Where in your mind, in your imagination, I'd say. Indeed, Hoopy, my mind is imagining many things. And in that infinite imagining, there is a mindfulness that steers me right back to remembering that we're talking about belief today. Curious what it is I am believing about this moment. I believe that this moment contains an infinite amount of love. And my consciousness is the scoop with which I can take it all in. Air to breathe, birds and bugs to hear, things to see. Hey, so much to feel. Nice day today, indeed, and that it's a nice day. Today we're talking about what it is we believe. And I believe it is good to affirm that it's a nice day occasionally. Just to show up and be mindful of the fact that there are many different days being had. And it might be a bad day every now and then. And if it's not that day today, then we should make the most of it. Remind ourselves of how much we have to be grateful for. I believe I am very lucky in the fact that life, for the most part, is pretty good. And I'm saying life, for the most part, and pretty good, just to give myself like some wiggle room to not sound like I'm pushing it too much, but life is very simple to me. I find a lot of contentment in existing. And I find a lot of grievance in let's call it expectation. Right? The fact that unfortunately we live in a world where there are these inherent expectations built in. You are expected to be a certain way. And my whole life, this inner child really despises having expectations put upon me. And I now know as an adult that the reason I disapprove of others' expectations of me is because I have so much of myself. Right? Like I already have all of these internal expectations that, if not met, I am not happy. Right? The internal voice is way louder than anybody else's can be. Thinking about the fact that all you can really hope for in this world is alignment. Aligning with someone on the same note, knowing that you're going the same direction, supporting one another on that journey. Like climbing a mountain, right? We've had that as a conversation point so many times. The mountain climb. We human beings do like a challenge. You mean things to eat. It sounds like you're pushing what too much. Maybe the point, maybe the perspective. Usually so when I feel like I'm entering a state of extremes, I say that. Mm, spectacular. This is one of the train wreck strains. It's so spicy. It starts off tasting very sharp, and then it migrates all the way to like the front of your face and your nose. How would I explain what that feels like? It's almost like you're on the brink of a sneeze. Or maybe just after you sneeze and it has that tingling sensation. What do I believe? Especially as it relates to these kinds of things. I believe we human beings have had a relationship with plants for way longer than we realize. I believe that we have all of these sensitivities that are, for the most part, unexplored. And even, especially these days, conformed, suppressed, filtered out of your conscious experience. There's one thing that I realized. It's like with something like caffeine. And it dawned on me again that weekend that my brother brought through his new family-in-law kind of vibes to be, where there was coffee being offered late at night. And I asked them if they are also capable of just drinking coffee and going to sleep. And my mom and my dad are also capable of literally drinking a coffee at 11 p.m. and going to sleep 10 minutes past 11 and having no problem actually just sleeping. I cannot do that. Right? And again, I don't know how much of it is my belief, and we can talk about that a little bit, and how much of it is sensitivity. Part of me believes the fact that my mom is a coffee drinker. She likes it a lot. And I'm pretty sure she was drinking coffee when she was pregnant with me, means that I became more sensitive to it, at least. And then I find myself thinking, right? Can it be that because of the other things that I have done to myself, in so many words, I have grown aware of the spectrum of my own inner experience, right? Being caffeinated feels a certain way. Partaking of Mary Jane feels a certain way. Different strains participate and contribute different ways of feeling. And the more experience you have with all of the different states of being, maybe not all of the different states of being, just more states of being, the more aware you become of subtle changes. Could be that you could become less aware of subtle changes as well because you are not as sensitive to a stable baseline. But in that, I have stuff like my yoga practice, right? Where I do the same practice, the same poses, roughly the same amount of time every single day, over and over and over again. And some days it's harder than others, right? Like, imagine I'm trying to like almost think of it like a dance recital or uh, an exercise routine, right? Imagine like let's do it like that. Imagine you go to the gym and you do like five, like let's do four because technically that practice comes in cycles of four. You do five bicep curls with a certain weight, and then you do five squats with a certain weight, four squats of a certain weight, and then you do four jumping jacks with a certain amount of weight, right? And then you tell yourself, okay, myself, you're going to now do those sequence of practices every single day. And 1,000 days from now, you're going to be doing this exact practice you just did, and it's still going to be hard in some ways. Isn't that going to boggle your mind a little bit? Be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm gonna like 1,000 days are gonna pass, and these four bicep curls with this weight that I'm used to now is gonna be hard then? Like, what happened? And then like, you have to try and explain to yourself that I was actually talking about a yoga practice and not just bicep curls. And the thing that stays hard is almost the mobility and flexibility of your body. That you're always pushing against something that almost like wants to collapse into an easier state of being. Right? We do a lot of sitting. I sit too much, I do think. As I become aware. I do think I do too much sitting. It's one of the things that I believe I look forward to changing. Just by enabling myself with different forms of transportation too. I'm getting an EUC, yo. Against all odds, I'll get an EUC. Right? If not for the actual want of it, for the preparation of a potential apocalypse. If a potential apocalypse comes, it would be super useful having one of those. Yes, more justification. Hey, Althea, it's nice having you here again. Bless. We got Big James. I do remember you. You've asked me twice now. You have. Love is true. I'm sorry. I don't know why I get peeved by people asking me if I remember them. Think because I usually do. Think it's fine the first time, but if you ask me again, then I'm like suddenly like, don't you remember me remembering you? Huh? Should I ask you, do you remember me remembering? Love is true. Love is true. I'm sending you lovins too. So blah blah blah. I went for 2 weeks sweet free, and then the Netherlands, which by the way, they didn't ask for ID when you go to the pot store. They do in California. How was that, Nancy? Taking a 2 week break and then having some bud on that side. I also had May completely off, non-smoking, and it is definitely a different experience in the whole of things. I do think I'm more capable of getting stuff done, and I'm more capable of being a little bit more on it, right? But being on it can also be like having someone breathing down your neck, right? It's kind of like that. I have that almost like energy, this like energy of like there's something breathing down my neck, and it's myself. And it can be good if I want to get stuff done, but usually, for the most part, in reality, there's only so much to be getting done. And especially with the ambitions that I have, if I could just keep getting things done, I would need an infinite amount of money because I would complete a project and then I'd be like, oh, that's nice. More. And then project complete. And I'm like, that looks great. You know what would be better? More. And then more. And then it was like, that's fantastic. I love how there was like all of that. And then more. And we'll get there. But I think it's like one of those, right? Like we're still very much, and it can go for a long time, maybe for 100,000 years. The hockey stick is like really flat on the curve, and then like we hit like 111 years of doing these live streams, and then suddenly, suddenly just goes, woo, right? And I'm down. I'm down. How many years am I in? Going on 5? Sweet. 106 more years. Easy. Easy poeasy. I'll stare into the face of 106 years. Then I'll smile. On the other side, I reach 175 subscribers. Nice. Bless you, James, with more. Are you good? You have an okay day today? I'm good. I'm feeling pretty chillous. Feeling pretty good. Thinking mostly about staying healthy, weirdly enough, right now. That seems to be the thing that's like really at the forefront of my mind. I believe that's what I'm supposed to be focusing on as a very key point of interest. Taking good care of myself so I can stay healthy. I'm not unhealthy, but I do hurt. I do still hurt. And I do think that I could probably feed myself better to not as much. I look forward to being able to actually go for like proper measurements, get myself tested, see what exactly it is my body tells is missing. And it would be nice. I think of doing sober September. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Would be super nice to meet you sober. Yeah. Spectacularly so. I would like that too. I'll totally join you if you're doing sober September. Think I'm good to take a break. I think it's good to take a break from weed. I think you're right. I definitely did notice, like, taking a month off was easy. That was the nice thing as well. As soon as I really make the decision that, hey, oh, this is what I want to do, it has to be like a want to do thing as well. I feel like that's almost the real thing, that you have to want to not smoke anymore, to not. And as soon as you reach that point of wanting yourself, I'm watching one of the kitties looking like she's getting ready to pounce. No pounce? You're just getting ready for pounce and pouncums? Yeah, the creatures. Big James, you look about 8 years old. Did you go and check out his YouTube channel? Could be. Sure do wish I got started when I was 8. I don't know if that's true. I think I would have a lot more experience and probably a lot more potential for growth. But at the same time, It's kind of nice just playing in the mud as an 8-year-old. That's what I enjoyed, at least. But again, right, if I started when I was 8 years old, I would have been doing YouTube for 19 years today. Right, like if you don't grow in 19 years of showing up every single day, then that's impressive. Then that's something to like almost like champion as well. Of like, bro, I've been showing up for 19 years and I still haven't got. Yeah, I checked his YouTube. I have 277. Nice. That's also like again, I feel like if you really think about how many people's, it quickly breaks your brain. Bless all of us with friends. I think it's good to take a break. It's true. I always glad I've chosen to take the breaks. I'm also always glad to break the breaks. It is like that, isn't it, Joe? I feel that way too. Like it's always nice for me to just be completely free from the experience. And then when I find myself coming back to it again, I'm like, yeah, this is nice too. Right. And I feel again, the only thing that we need to be good at is finding balance. Wanting, coming back to that wanting to find balance, wanting to be healthy, wanting to take good care of yourself, right? Like as an act of self love. If you don't want to do something, you're like setting yourself up to lose because you're going to be complaining psychologically, spiritually, even. Your soul's going to be like, all of my freedom and autonomy and I'm better than the 8-year-old. Dream to you savage, bro. What's wrong with you? An 8-year-old is building a YouTube channel, has 175 subs. Like, I got 175 subs. Hoopy is like, that. Watch this. Like, you're making me think about this, Hoopy. You're making me think about. Let me see how long it takes me to find this meme. Uh, you call that walking? Walking meme. This is what you're making me think about. Let's see how long it takes me. Come on. Yes. Oh, this is the exact meme that I'm looking for. uh, Lutz is here, bro. I've been thinking about you a lot. Bless you, dude. Hey guys, what's up? Kind of late again. Didn't make it earlier. No updates today. They're still trying to figure it out. Holding him in the space, seeing him getting better. We just had a moment where Hoopy, we had like a one friend who was like happy that he got 175 subs, and then Hoopy went and checked out his channel and determined that he might be a kid building his channel right now. And then I talked about, you see, like if you could get started that early, imagine how much you can learn and how much you can grow. By the time you're 18, you have more experience than I have right now. Think about that, right? Literally. By the time you get to being 18, you have double the content creation experience that I have today as a 27-year-old. That is crazy. But but then he was like, and I have more subs. I'm better than an 8-year-old. Laughing. And then it instantly made me think about this meme where it's a mom being like, come on, oh wow, you can do it. You can walk. And then dad is like, you call that walking? This. This is walking. Jojo pose, Jojo strides. Yeah, this is walking, child. I'll show you. You're getting cheered on for walking, little baby. I'll show you. This is how you walk. Yes, yes, Hoopy. I see you, bro. I see you when I laugh. It's funny. Not your person, but your shenanigans. Thanks, guys. It means a lot. Thinking of you guys so much. You too, Jean. You too, Sam. You're so loved, dear friend. It's nice to have you all here. We are getting close to our 1 hour mark. So I do believe it's almost time for us to finish up. I'm trying to think if there is more that I want to add to this topic of belief. I do want to almost like echo a little bit the previous point of you cannot believe in something and know it to be true at the same time. Right? And we had a whole conversation about believing in yourself. And in that way, you don't have to believe in yourself because you know you are true. I'm here, right? I don't have to believe in myself because I already am. Believing in yourself is this almost like energetic hand you're extending into the psychological of like maybe this thing, this idea, this concept, this hope is going to give me what I need. But you are the one that will be giving you what it is you need, right? You are the invisible hand steering your whole life. And again, the inner narrative is the one that extracts belief from this experience. So even though I do resonate with the whole fractal of believing in yourself, I think it should be more clear to the universe in a way where it should be, I believe I am worthy of a good life. I believe I am worthy of kindness from other people. I believe that I am here to make the world a better place. I believe that people will be happy that I have existed at the end of my life. And again, then we're back to being in the realm of using the word believe. Because I cannot believe that, or I cannot know that to be true, technically. Because literally, if I'm already dead, I can't know that people were happy that I had lived. Right? So I cannot know it to be true, technically. But in believing that about my life, it's almost like, again, I'm aligning. I've been thinking a lot about the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? Identifier, personal identifier, association, identification. There we go. Self identification, right? That when you identify or disidentify with something, it's a more powerful driver for behavior change. For example, one of the things that I don't do, occasionally I'll still do it, but every time I do, it's almost like this active reminder slash narrative inside of me that I am veering away from what I know to be true. And it is this self identification with what it is you want to be or what it is you aren't. And in that way, I say this to myself, right? I am not a kind of person that drinks. I am not the type of person that drinks. So, in that, it's very easy for me to not because I have this inner narrative, this inner system of like, that is not something that I do. So, it's not a matter of do I want to or not. It's a matter of that is not something that this person does. All right. So, it limits the amount of bandwidth that I have to expend into this almost like tumultuous inner turmoil. Because again, if it's like something that I still allow myself, when I allow myself it, I have to still think about the inflammation and I have to think about the potential discomfort in my joints or my head hurting the next day or right like the time I'll lose the next day for just recovery. I won't be able to do other stuff. I won't have to have all of that baggage because it just comes to, oh, that's not something I do. Actually, I don't need to be asked. And it makes it easier to believe in yourself as well, right? Because it's like you're telling yourself this story about who you are, and then you're just almost aligning with that narrative inside. And again, I mentioned that sometimes, all right, again, it hasn't happened in a long time. I think the last time I had alcohol was December when it was Christmas. And I had like one beer, I think, during the whole of it. And it was the end of December as well. It wasn't even the during December. Yeah. Belief. Belief about what is right. Right. Again, we're talking specifically about how what you believe ends up shaping your entire life. That is the thing that we're trying to take away, trying to gain some sort of insight into the self. Yeah. Maybe we can just feel into what it means to us. MeltMore is the type of person to not do. It seems like you're saying you're taking a non-position position. You would just label it neutral. You could just label it neutral. No, no, I'm more trying to talk about identification as a powerful force of behavioral modification. Right? Again, in the way where by self-identifying with the non-doing of something, there is a alignment in the self with that action, right? For example, I am not the kind of person to be inconsiderate. I again have that alignment in myself as well because it's something that my mom made very clear to me that if you're going to be a partner or a friend in this life, the best thing that you can do for the other person is be considerate of them. That's like the one thing that you can guarantee will ensure a beautiful relationship between you two. It's just consider them. And in that way, right, for me to be considered inconsiderate, right, would feel like a misalignment with my character. And it is something that I actively try to work against. Try to stand in the non position of, right? Love is true. We can keep up sending the healing vibe slots. Thank you, dear Nancy. Meltmore gets it in gear and enjoys the long coast that comes later. Ah, the long coast that comes later. I think you're right on that. I do see myself almost gravitating towards that kind of action path. Just to like show up, to do what needs to get done so that I can ensure a trajectory or a path that I will find comfort in walking. The plan is simple to me. Experience living. Thanks, Nancy. Please do. There is never too many healing vibes. Taking a moment again. I know Hendrik does like these flowers too. Part of me wishes that there could just be a TV in his room just displaying like one flower after another, just projecting them. I believe they have healing vibes, but that's my own bias. I hope you like orange because this one is very, very orange. And then I'll read you the piece too. Oh. I don't think you were the type to drink and sure. Maybe you just said you didn't think I was the type to drink, and you were ensuring me thereof. Cool melt, bless. Thank you, Nancy. Love is true. Seeing those heart eyes too. Beautiful as always, Mel. I feel emotionally burned out at the moment, to be honest with y'all. I usually partake more in stream, but today I just feel a bit numb. Lutz, please do know, dear friend, that there never is an expectation from us as a community that you need to be performing. This is a space to heal. It's a space to be held by people that love you. And we do. Been thinking of you guys. So much love here with you. And we go. Hey, Dylan. Dylan Gebhardt. Bless you, friend. It's nice having you here too. It's not about feeling better, but getting better at feeling. You've been through a lot these past week. Let's feel what you need and feel supported in feeling it, even if it's not right now. Know that we're not going to judge you, no matter what it is your current experience is like. We're here for you to be. I'm back from Pretoria. Dylan? My nephew Dylan. I'm back from Pretoria. Like, why would you share that information with me? Like, I have a cousin who's called Dylan as well, but I don't know if it's that Dylan and it's messing with my brain. Dylan Gebhardt. Is it jij? You there. Identify yourself. And while you're typing, maybe I can read you a poem. This one is called What I Live For. What do you live for? What is it you believe? What I live for. I can see that bassline grinder sound is coming through. This is what I'll do. I'll hit a button and it will be better. I'm going to have to hold this. Yeah, this is fine. I can make this work. Lots. Thank you, Shell. Those words hit home right now. It's been a lot, but sometimes I don't feel to have the right to feel what I feel because there's always a worst case that people are going through with their pain. Lots. I believe that it's up to us always to feel everything. Right? Literally, we are the everything. And within the everything, there are an infinite amount of ways to feel. And sometimes, right, it's not good. And sometimes it's great. And wherever it is we are, don't judge yourself for feeling it. Right? Especially not bad feelings, bro. Like, allow yourself that much. Whew. My fingers sure are cold. It's getting coat up here. Dylan, no, I'm not. Okay, it's nice to have you here anyway, friend. Bless you. What I live for. Our feelings are ours. There we go. And the existence of our suffering does not negate our own. Exactly. I don't need a crown. I need a clear sky, a quiet morning, a reason to keep choosing love when it's easier not to. I don't want to win the world. I want to feel it. Raw and real, mud on my feet, sunlight in my chest, truth on my tongue. I will make more, but I'm here for enough breath, enough presence, enough beauty to remind me why I came. I show up, not because it's easy, but because I believe in the slow work of becoming, in the deep rhythm beneath the noise. I've chosen awe as my fuel, stillness, as my strength, kindness, as a kind of flame that doesn't burn out. My joy isn't loud, but it's honest. It doesn't need to convince, it knows. I build with intention, hold space like a prayer, see people not as roles, but as constellations unfolding. I trust this path because I remember what it feels like to be lost. I listen, I love, I melt, I arise. Not for the world's applause, but because this is who I am when no one's watching. And I will keep showing up until the light in everything recog- recognizes itself in me. until I recognize until I recognize myself in everything as well. I appreciate you friends for recognizing me in this infinity. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have you, Dylan. It's always a pleasure sharing a space. A burden shared is a burden halved. You're going through a lot, and there are others going through their own things concurrently, but it doesn't negate your feels. Roles are how the game works. Yeah, but again, constellations unfolding. Sure, you can be a role. Oh, I am Melt, space creator. I'm create space for you friends to be here with me. That's what he is. But also, I am a son to a mother and to a father. I am a lover to a beloved. I am a brother to my brothers and my sister. I am a artist to the people that support my Patreon. I am a yoga teacher to the people that join my classes. I am a techie to the people that pay me for my work at festivals, right? Like constellations unfolding. If you can see all of the different instances of what a person could be, you're looking a lot. You're looking at a lot more than just the role they play in that moment. Human greed can't be satisfied. The moment they get what they dreamed for, they start dreaming for something else and it goes on. Yeah, that's why it's best to dream about a better world for others, Lutz, because in that way, the infinite pursuit of making more means you end up helping more people in turn. All right. We just need to align ourselves with the right way of being. We need to create a collective belief in what a common good is and what it looks like. And then maybe we'll have some hope at achieving it. I love how in tune you guys are in the spiritual point of view you have. Three people, three times, different phrasing, but one and the same meaning. We found each other here for a reason, dear Lutz. These things don't happen by accident. Love is a universal truth. There it is. The math and the music, it all speaks with the same voice, Lutz. Honestly, MeltMore. Love is true. This it is. That's pretty. It is, isn't it, Shell? That looks so beautiful. I wish I could read that. I wish more than being able to read it, I could write like that. That looks incredible. Happiness is the best when branded by our favorite fractal. Meltmore, remember? I like these lines you're dropping, Hoopy. I think it was a Rick and Morty episode that said, love is as abundant as water. It's a nice line. I think it's technically more abundant than that. I think it's like substrate. It's like water gathers in the cup that is love. Melita. Oh, it's nice having you here too. Love, love, love to you. Thank you for joining us. I love how you finish each other's sandwiches. We probably would. All right. Us ADHD being someone starts making themselves a sandwich and then gets caught up in making tea. And then you walk into the kitchen and you see there's a sandwich being made. And you just, with all of your consideration and love that person start finishing their sandwich for them. The language of love is universal. Being considerate is nice. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. My fingers are getting all kinds of cold. Sandwich is full of my sandwich is full of tea. My mind is doing like a bunch of things. Like I'm imagining one fractal where I bring you your sandwich and you dip it in your tea, and then suddenly I like instead of considering you, I am considering calling the cops on you. Everybody who puts mustard and ham on the same sandwich needs therapy. I love how me and Lutz were also in a way kind of like fractaling with the whole you need therapy, and I'm like I'm gonna call the cops on you. Just saying, mustard and ham. I don't think I've had much mustard and ham on the same sandwich. What I do know is I appreciate you. I imagine a liquid that is contained in an air bubble inside of two slices of bread. Hmm. I'm in space with you, Melita, because that's the only case where I could imagine the tea being air bubbled and then being able to put two slices of bread in it. I saw that. I don't know if you saw that video too of the astronaut man that puts like a almost too much. We are in space. There it is. You see my mind. I can align. Give me just a crumb of context, and I'll start rendering up that world alongside you. Less. Again, astronaut man who put like an ungodly amount of honey on his pieces of dry bread, like so much honey. Did you see that video? I'll show you. Astronaut man. I wonder if I could just search astronaut man puts too much honey on bread. Uh, astronaut. I'll just say it. Astronaut puts honey on bread in space. Do you want the trans? Do you want the translation of sentence? I am a man eater. I don't know what that means, bro. You're concerning me. Maybe it's not that much honey. Now that I'm seeing it again, it actually doesn't look that much. For some reason, in my mind, there was a lot more honey on that bread than I remember last. Mr. Astronaut Man. This is fair use, right? And maybe I should be like one of the reactor purples and I've been. No, that's still a lot of honey. That's still too much. That's way too much, bro. Overdoing it. Gluttonous as astronaut. That's probably the most expensive honey on planet Earth as well per volume. That's so much honey, Mr. Astronaut Man. What a cute blob. It is cute though. Agreed. Look at that. And then he doesn't spread it over his bread, right? Look at what he does. Like an absolute savage. Like that's too much honey, oh. That's too much. But that's what my mind does when I was thinking about you putting tea on sandwich. I was like, yes, exactly like that astronaut man who put too much honey. It's not on planet Earth anymore, though. It's true. Ham and mustard belong together. Sam tweeting straight from her mental asylum. I'm joking, Sam. I'm just leaning into Lutz's joke. I felt the pitchforks getting sharpened for a second there. I love ham and I like mustard also, but you combine them. No, just no. I don't know why, but it's deep rooted inside of me. Add some cheese. Oh, I'm gonna stop. His insulin is spiking the atmosphere. My mind wants to like do like a cost analysis. Uh, how much does it cost to send food up, or let's just say weight? Calculate about 100 grams up to the International Space Station. Yeah, I'm guessing that was like 100 grams of honey. Maybe that's a little bit much. Let's count the sandwich alongside it. Then it should be about 100 grams. Oh, yay. We got a goodbye message sent from Zhao. I tried it together in quite a few different ways, Sam. No. Why is this thing not working? This battery is on 34%. Love you, Zhao. Tried it together, not quite the same, Sam. None of them were satisfying at the least. You must know, Sam is the only human. For real, that honey blob looks like an egg yolk. So much. Melita sending lovin's too. Yo! Holy shit. The lowest end estimate is that sandwich cost, like if you're doing it with like the SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets, it is 3,000 US dollars per kilogram. If you're doing it with the other providers, it's 10,000 US dollars per kilogram. So at the low end, it was 270. At the high end, it was $1,000. That sandwich that astronaut man ate, between 270 to 1,000 US dollar honey sandwich. Yeah. Spacing is expensive. Doing a space, expensive. Make a big expense to try and do a space. Make space, make space. Make holes in your wallets first. Oh, my hands are so freaking freezing. I think that's why I'm starting to lose my mind. Whenever there is a decline in the righteousness and an upsurge of the unrighteousness, then I manifest myself to protect the righteous, to punish the wicked, to re-establish the principles of Dharma after age. I love when I manifest myself to protect the righteous, to punish the wicked, to re-establish the principles of the Dharma of the age. I love when I do that. It's my favorite. But I can say, with love in my heart for all of yous, have the most beautiful day, everyone. You're so super mega massively held, dear Mel, Sam Lutz, Hoopy, Moon Knight Mel, and all of you super seriously spectacular, ultra unbelievable, authentically amazing critter creatures discerning the beliefs that serve you. Always grateful to share the space with you, goofy goobers. Such big lovin's to you, wholesome humanimals. That was nice. Oh, I love that. Comfy blanket. Yeah, it's nice, but it's not big enough. I wish there was more. Some more blankets. We love you, Lutz. We do. Much love to you. All for real. I really enjoy being here. If it's only to distract myself from the daily routine, from time to time, or to talk to amazing human beings, or to evolve spiritually, we're here for you. We ain't got the expectations. We're just showing up for what we're supposed to. And today, and if it needs to be every day, that could be you, right? We're showing up for you too. Fractals of blankies, yes, just like fractal layers, where I go pop pop, and then this blanket goes unfolds onto itself, right? Like, where does it come from? It comes from behind. You don't need to know what's going on back there. I get to be differently. I'm not technological like that myself just yet, but we'll get there. Yes, yeah. Melita knows what I'm talking about. Love is true. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. I'll see you again soon. The lack of expectation is probably the most refreshing part about this. We will get there. Slowly but surely. And then all at once. I appreciate you, friends. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye until we do it again.